Hey everybody, welcome to the Tech Intersect Podcast, where technology meets intersectionality in the rapidly evolving world of digital currencies and blockchain. Today, we have a special multi-guest episode featuring the brilliant minds behind the Tetherball meme coin and the first woman-led meme coin on Solana. Joining us are Michelle Musso, Pamela, also known as Cams Alcantara, Kwan Ning Seng, and venture capitalist Jenny Q Ta. Together, they're introducing a meme coin that combines community, entertainment, and real-world utility in a way that promises to redefine the crypto landscape. We're going to talk about all of that and more in a moment. But first, folks, welcome. We are live, and we have a full room, a full house of true badasses taking over the ecosystem. And the fearless leader that reached out to me, whom I adore, Michelle Musso, is on. And so first I want to give you a shout out and give you your flowers. How are you?
I am great. How are you doing? It's so good to see you.
I
I haven't seen you in a
know.
bit, and
I
I like
know.
tag team here. Like this is great. I
It's
always see you in action and always listen and watch your show, and so to be here
been,
is freaking awesome.
thank you so much.
Great.
To amplify the excellence that you all are doing, I'm so excited. And to help you usher this into the world. So let's jump in. Michelle, actually, let's start with you. Or I'll start with you and let's go around the horn, as we say in WNBA basketball. Uh, let's start there, but I'll start with you, Michelle. Why a meme coin and why now?
Well, why not? Why not, right? That's the simple answer. Why not? And the
Love it.
timing is perfect, I think. And I think that's what's so great about the team, that how this all came together was just, shooting around some ideas with Cams. And, she's very creative and she's the artist. And we were like, hey, we got to do something. We got to do a project. We got to do something because we were feeling a little out of the space. And of course, I work every day. We all have our regular jobs, and she's a mom. But of course, we want to take on more, right? So thinking about the concept, and then we were like, this is perfect timing for something such as this. And we reached out to Jenny, as we've known her in other projects and other things for a bit, because,
Mm,
it wouldn't make sense unless we have somebody who has that kind of that mindset, that thinking when it comes to money, investment, and the industry specifically. And she loved it. And she brought in Kwan Ing, and before we knew it, Tetherball was
mm.
created, the actual final project, the final product. So that was really, really exciting how we all just kind of together with one small idea, and then it just blew up to this thing. And we were like, we all looked at each other, we're like, we're doing this. Are we really doing this? We're doing this. Let's do it. So it worked out
Oh,
great.
I love a good squad. Cam, she called your name. So tell me, when you got this call from Michelle, or this email, or this text, or smoke signal, I don't know. What did you think? You were all in? Were you hesitant? What were your thoughts?
Oh, there was no hesitation in my mind. Meme coins are all over Twitter X. There's so many reasons why meme coins are just so advantageous, especially for women. And on the topic of financial inclusion, it's a low barrier to entry. Meme coins are generally like super low price compared to Ethereum and Bitcoin. People are seeing them in the 60, 70,000, and they're like, man, how do I get in? So it's a lower barrier to entry. There's so many educational opportunities that we can grasp. So not only like meme coin exciting, the hype, the community that comes with it, the engagement that comes with it, this means to onboard more people and new people into the space, but it serves as this experience that we can provide a nice welcome and introduction to what crypto is. When you go to buy a meme coin, you're not spending a substantial amount for an investment. You can buy a couple bucks of meme coins and you can play around and really understand what the crypto space looks like. Learn how to use a wallet. And right, meme coins are contributing to this idea of democratizing finance. Um, And so being able to facilitate those peer-to-peer transactions, and learning the cryptocurrency at a very low cost to you is such a great way to introduce more women and to really lower that barrier for cryptocurrencies and allow more participation. So super excited. When we all band together, I was like, hell yeah, let's fucking go. Let's do this.
Exactly. It's
It
kind of
is
like
true.
move fast, break shit,
Uh-huh.
and then, but make sure that
Yes.
we, from an inclusive point of view,
Absolutely.
really live up to the ethos and the spirit of access for all in this particular space.
Oh,
Kwanang,
yeah.
given your background and experience, I imagine that resonates well with you.
Yeah, totally. So I'm a founder of a German blockchain company, right? So basically, we provide real world value, basically contribute to the climate change. And then when I heard about this meme coin, it also provide the value to the real world. Real world. There's a utility. I'm like, okay, I'm in. Plus, it's like all female led, right? So I'm like, I need to join this kind of team. And then especially Jenny was there. Jenny and I know each other since a long time. And she, as a financial backer and also as a VC behind this entire project, just give the project a lot of power and give me a lot of trust to just hop on this kind of, I don't want to say trend because I'm here for a long time and fun time. I'm not going to say it's a trend, but it's going to last for long. So yeah.
And Jenny, let's bring you into the party as well. Your background is really fascinating. And Kwanang just intimated or suggested that your financial acumen brings all the meme coins to the yard, as it were. Talk to us about what you bring and your experience and how you're really making an impact here as well.
Well, first and foremost, thank you, Michelle, leading the team and connected us with Dr. Evans. It's a true honor for us to be here with you today. And I wanted to give credits where credit is due. Besides, of course, we're honored to be here today. The name Tetherball came from camps. So I love to give credits where credits, are due. So so when I heard about this project, I was right in it, all female led. I have always been empowering women all my life. 2%, financial funding backing the world for the last, I stopped counting now, 7 to 8 years. So when the ladies came to me, and this is perfect because, as you know, Dr. Evans, in the cryptocurrency world, right after Bitcoin halving, people tend to leave. It's called the large cap crypto, which would be Bitcoin, Ethereum stuff. And they move into what's called altcoins and meme coins. So this is the perfect timing. I mean, the ladies are geniuses. Okay, to be launching at this time for another reason, especially when they chose Solana as the blockchain, because Solana is predominantly great for meme coins. And Solana has an annual event called Solana Summer. And this year, I believe they're going to hold it in Singapore in September. So as the Tetherball meme coin is pair, meaning that you have to pair with, because, so we pair with Solana, and we're getting that wave of the Solana Summer that they're going to promote soon. So like they say, in real estate, you got to pick the location. In business is timing, and timing. Timing is super important.
It's so powerful, and I love the context in which you have framed this, because I think it makes it even more exciting than we all are about the project. And it's the timing, the protocol, the community, and the environment that is rich with opportunity, and opportunities that, separate and apart from actually earning. What you are engaging in is introducing people in a low barrier to entry way to do the work that I'm doing every day to demystify the space, to make it fun and accessible, and to, once we're in the rabbit hole, it's a wrap. But how do you get people off of the sidelines and in? And I've been doing a little more research on meme coins. And in fact, let's do this. For those who are listening who can't really distinguish between the OGs in the space, the, Bitcoin, and some people, particularly from the Bitcoin ecosystem, refer to anything that is not Bitcoin as an alternative or altcoin. We'll use the pejorative coin term. And then some think about Bitcoin, ETH, and then the alts. I imagine that people have questions about what distinguishes any type of fungible or even non-fungible token specifically from a meme coin, and the role that it plays separate from like airdrops and things like that. And so, Jenny, if you could follow up on that point, I'm going to then come back to Cam's. I want to talk a little bit about the name because I love that discussion as well.
Okay. So I know this is edited, so this is probably going to be edited out. What was the question again?
What's a meme coin? Let's start with what is a meme coin?
Okay. Okay, so do you guys want me to take that, or Cam, did you want to take that?
Who's best to take it? And I always, do kind of an intro to talk about something. We'll drop a link.
Okay.
About meme coins. And what I'm
Cam,
getting
did you
at
want to
here,
take that? Okay, Cams, go ahead. Go ahead, Cams.
and I'll give you an idea of what I'm getting at, without going too far into the weeds. And I'm not really talking about the tech. What I was trying to follow up on is the fact that someone had mentioned about community and accessibility, blah, blah, blah. And so we're using a very specific term, meme coin, and we've not yet distinguished it from Bitcoin or ETH at an extremely high level. We're not talking tech, but to give people a bite at like, why is this different? I think, Cam, you talked a bit about price and blah, 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 blah. But let's give it a name.
Sure.
So that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. I can go ahead and dive into meme coins versus the traditional cryptocurrencies that a lot of people have been hearing about. So meme coins, actually, the purpose of them evolved as a joke or a parody of the more serious cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin or Shiba Inu. They're usually marked by fun animals. You might have heard of Pepe, for example. They're supposed to be funny, but they were made out of speculation as well, right? Like people are speculating. They're using these tools as a means to communicate and relate to one another in a very funny way. But they actually evolved. They evolved to include gamification. They evolved to include builders. They evolved to become educational. They evolved to be huge communities where people have found a space where they belong, or they found a space where their interests are maximized, or they found a space where they can just shit talk and be really crazy.
And there's a lot of that. That's for sure.
There's a lot of that, and I would go onto to X or Twitter and just see a bunch of random meme coins popping out of nowhere with no value for their community, where communities are just built on speculation and rallying around some random dog of some random founder of some cryptocurrency. And I was just like, this can't be it. Like this shouldn't be this shouldn't be the only thing that's out there. And where are the women at? Like, there's no women in the meme coin culture. It's like very bro. Like you say good morning to someone who says good morning. They say good morning, dude. Good morning, bro. And I was like,
That's right.
This isn't
That's
it.
absolutely right.
This
You're like,
isn't it. And so a little bit more about meme coins. They exist on multiple blockchains, right? As compared to like Bitcoin and Ethereum, they have their own blockchain system. Meme coins can be found on so many different blockchains. So the level of technical robustness and security varies. And so meme coins, they often have like another difference is you'll see that they have millions, billions, unlimited supplies of token.
Right.
And their value is different based on who is buying into it. Their value is different based on popularity, their viral nature, their marketing, versus the utility that they bring. And so, when it came to Tetherball, you were so excited about hearing about what it is. Tetherball
Yes.
pays homage to that beautiful, nostalgic childhood game, and anybody could essentially play Tetherball. And so,
Interesting.
so one thing I loved about it was not only does it engage millennials, we know about it, it was popularized by Napoleon Dynamite, for example, but it's a game that anybody can play. You can just come on and you just need one other person to play. You can even play by yourself. Um, and so it made so much sense to me. And I didn't want like we didn't want to be the dog. We didn't want to be a frog. We didn't want to be any of those things. We wanted to represent something stable, something fun. And tetherball is connected to a tether and it's easy for anyone to play. And so it just made sense. As you maybe the logo's out now, but you'll see it's just a cute it's
Can't
cute.
wait to
Um,
see. Yeah.
so it still is in line with meme coin culture, but it also brings in stability of bringing education, entertainment, and transparency to the blockchain. And it's not a shit coin.
Right.
It's educational. It's here to stay. It's here to create a strong community. It's here to engage women. It's here to become the inclusive coin.
It sounds like it's all the best worlds of the promise of this ecosystem, but also empowerment as well. And a word that comes up if I was playing a drinking game, I'd be well on my way, is the community.
Yes.
And, communities make or break this experience. And so, Michelle, coming back to you, thinking about your extensive background in journalism, digital content, how are you leveraging and how is the team leveraging that your expertise and then collective expertise and wisdom to promote the Tetherball meme coin and engage community?
Absolutely. Well, that's a great question. Well, first of all, we all aim to foster a vibrant community around Tetherball, around our Tetherball meme coin. And we basically plan to create a daily or weekly media engagement, whether it's on Twitter Spaces, on YouTube, on Twitter Live for live shows, to get people started in a storytelling process, and you mentioned demystify earlier. And our goal is to demystify the complexities of cryptocurrency for the everyday user, for everybody who is even not, they don't quite know yet how to onboard themselves or to take that risk or get interested. And that's what meme coins do. They create that community. They create that volatility and that interest, and then people, before they know it, are getting more and more involved in the space. And I think that this will make Tetherball not only accessible but relatable to everyone. And then what Cams was talking about earlier about Tetherball itself, it's just a perfect representation of the space. So I think that with us incorporating, other people in the space, in our community, asking questions, going to others about education. I mean, there's some amazing women, especially, that lead in the space that have to do with education about crypto, about your money overall, about investing, about taking risks. Also, what Jenny mentioned earlier about 2% women in get either VC funding or invest. There's less than 10% of us in this community that take risks. A lot of women don't take risks with their money, don't take risks in life. And we want to show that with Tetherball, with that community of playing back and forth of the game, that sometimes it's really beneficial to take that risk and have that community.
I love that you raised the issues and the opportunities. I was about to say challenges, but that's not the correct word. Actually, the opportunities for women in particular in the space. And, I spend a lot of time speaking engagements, doing things on the Hill. And even when I think about what went into writing Digital Money Demystified, the interesting statistics that I wasn't aware of the interest level, the percent of at least interest of women. We may not invest as readily, but the number one constituency or demographic, I should say, of interest among women is really, really growing and present. We even, in partnership, we tend to run, the business of a home, whether or not we are doing it alone or in partnership. We have small businesses and other things. We have the side hustle. We're the queens and sovereigns of all the things. And so it just makes sense that there's another avenue. What I talk about a lot in some of my webinars and masterclasses is do all of the traditional things. And I'm a Gen Xer, do all the traditional things, but traditional things are no longer enough. I also, final thing for me, and then throwing it to you, Kwan Ning, with a more specific question. When I think about the calibrating risk tolerance for women in particular, there's so many times we sit on the sidelines and we will research the hell out of a thing and then go on to the next thing. The age of research is, it's a both and, not an either or. This is not a linear process. And so having this opportunity to bring someone into community, not to have to do this in isolation only at YouTube University, I think is really, really important. And so it leads to my next question, Kwan Ning. When I think about the educational aspects that you all are speaking about, specifically with the Tetherball meme coin, what are some of the key concepts that you aim to impart both for new but also for seasoned crypto users?
Yeah, for sure. So like you just mentioned, right, a lot of female kind of investors, they are more hesitated in terms of investment. Just imagine like with a Tetherball meme coin, they can just go on Twitter and then they can really grasp the information with one meme. Based upon the real news that is launched by legitimate like broadcast companies like Bloomberg or like CoinDesk, for instance, where Michelle is with. So like, I think, first of all, this already provide really, really good value in terms of education. And of course, we encourage community to meme the correct information, right? That is the really baseline there. And then we don't encourage any false information and stuff. And second of all, you have to understand that a lot of most intelligent people are stand-up comedian, And then if you can really meme something like, just a meme based upon the probably a journalist did 10 hours of research on a piece of, like article, you can make something out of that and then make people to understand it within 5 minutes or even 2 minutes, That is so crazy. And I don't know if you know this, there is a quote by, I don't know who, but he said, you are only understand something if you can explain it to a 6 years old. Absolutely. So we are really like encourage this kind of things. And then like, if our community will be so intelligent, because imagine you're a newbie, just wanted to get into the space, and then Tether will be probably the first name you need to learn. What is Tether, right? Yeah. Almost the biggest stable coin probably right now in the world. But yet there are so many news, right? So they are not audited yet, and everybody's kind of talking about that. So I do believe our community will like provide a lot of value in terms of onboarding newbies. I mean, let's don't just talk about like female side, right? A lot of younger generation, like Gen Z or like even younger Gen Alpha as well. Of course, we don't encourage them to buy things like without due diligence and stuff. We don't market it that way. But to be able to understand something, it's so important. And I think it's also the digital era give us this opportunity. And I think everybody, especially us, should also take responsibility to provide that too, right? Because we benefit from this digital era, and it's our job to have this carry on to the next generation.
If I could say something to piggyback on that too, and what you were talking about, Tanya Evans, is when you mentioned too earlier about women in the space and what Kwan Ning was saying about education, I think that it's important because we love our men, obviously, and we are here to also, bridge that gap between women and men and collectively. But I think that women leaders, and when you talked about women watching, right? They're watching and they want to research. Cams is the biggest researcher we have on this. Like, she's amazing, right? So I always learn from her from researching. But we were left out when it came to Web 2. And I think that we're learning from that experience. And that's why we want to educate everyone else when it comes to Web3 and the crypto space, because we're building it. We want to be in on the ground floor and be part of building it. And I think like this team represents women building something, coming together with all of their expertise and building something, and to bridge that gap, to be part of it from the ground floor.
Yeah, and also like just one story from my side. Like I still remember like 10 years ago when Bitcoin just came out and I was still a college student. And my finance professor just told us that Bitcoin is a scam. Blockchain is also a scam. I didn't do my own research. I was a nerd. I'm still a nerd. But guess what? I missed out. So I don't want that. I don't want that kind of things happen again to any other people, because back then also the resources was kind of limited, right?
So
Bitcoin,
limited.
right? Yeah, if you can remember back then, right? So yeah, that is just one story like here for everybody to, just grasp, and then soaking up, and then like, we can build something together in this community. This is what we are looking for.
The education system is so broken. This is me, a full tenured professor at a top 50 law school, and I will tell you that times they are a-changing, and people want to learn discrete composable skills and are not willing to pay, nor should they, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Look, I'm a lifelong learner. I love to learn, but I'm not going to pay $200,000 for it. It's unnecessary. This is, insider information. It's not necessary. And the increasingly globalized, we're already in a globalized society. Evidently, people are learning that. We are a community. We will rise and fall together. And oftentimes women lead the charge to help people realize that. You've brought up about forming, this awesome, badass coalition of women with diverse and amazing backgrounds. I don't have to imagine because I'm also a business owner, there are some challenges. I'd love for you all to help people reimagine what it looks like, reimagine and understand what it takes to launch a token. Separate and apart from the fact that you can take, the 20 lines of code and we'll have a Tanya coin, which would be amazing. It's not legal or financial advice. It's not an airdrop. It's not anything.
Don't tell us something like that, Tanya.
Don't at me, Gary. I don't want the smoke. But, you had to go through the process of creation and listing and etc. Who wants to talk about the lead up and the challenges in that regard?
I'll take that. To piggyback a little bit back with Michelle's last response and Kwan-Ning too, and Cam's, the latest data, Dr. Evans, shows that it's less than 7%, just 7% globally, are using cryptocurrency in any sorts of form. Or let's just be safe and just say that they have a wallet, because you can't really use cryptocurrency unless you have a digital wallet. So when this project, and of course I fully back the project, comes out, imagine we're only at that 7%. So what that means that there's still a 93% left to rise. So even though the media out there and the newbies, people who don't know about the cryptocurrency, the number one crypto that they tend to hear of is, of course, Bitcoin, right? And then probably Ethereum. But back to your question, the ladies and I, as the sole backer of this project, we work quite closely together. Probably going back for maybe at least 2 months now since the idea began. Put everything together, document signed, we all agree. The one thing as a backer that I love these ladies is that we have an open line of communication. Okay, so the good or the bad. When it comes to launching a project or any project, as you know, as a venture capitalist, I back many projects and I've, mentor many projects. Sometimes if I can't back a project, then I would volunteer to mentor that project to the stage where I believe that they're strong enough to be back, right? So these ladies, if you look at their credential, I am sometimes are intimidated by their credential. So, I'm intimidated by these ladies, right? So the combined power, I mean, Cam's, MIT, Harvard, Michelle, Sirius XM, editor of the chief at CoinDesk, and and Quan Ning, I mean, co-founded a real life tokenization of the rainforest. I mean, I cannot even begin to talk about all of that. Okay, so talking about
The rainforest.
intimidation, that would be me. So now you understand why I had no hesitation to back. So from start to beginning, of course, we, it's kind of like writing it out on script. We usually these days we use Google. We're not advertising for Google, but like Google Sheets, Google Word doc, or whatever. Cams is actually the number one player when it comes to that. She is so organized,
She's a point
front
guard.
end.
Point guard.
Yes.
Point
And then
guard.
she
Yes,
shares
that's
about
Cam.
back end, and then all the ladies get involved, and then they ask for my opinion. I'm always the last one to respond, because I, and the ladies can attest, because I like all of them to share, because this is their project, right? So I'm always the listener, and I listen to all of their thoughts, and then I would come in to either say, you know what, you guys got it, I agree with everything, so let's go, right? Or if I see some tweaks, I would say, well, I think that is fine, but I think we should do this. So decisions from should we be on Ethereum blockchain to Solana blockchain, decisions such as we're going to start out on a decentralized exchange when we list, will we going to list on centralized exchange, decisions to what is the maximum total supply, are we going to have a burning mechanism or not, from the logo to the name to the mission to etc. that you've been hearing so far from each one of these incredible women that I've had an opportunity to work with, on this particular project for, I would say, the last 2 months. So it's a truly honor for me, and it's probably one of the best projects that I've backed in a very long time.
It's so exciting, in the way that you approach to give kind of the lay of the land. I think is going to be extremely helpful for others, because the quadrant where you don't even know that you don't know is also quite an impediment to entry into the space. The tools we have as a matter of UI UX are so much better. Someone mentioned that earlier as well, and the opportunities just continue to unfold, where above and beyond pure speculation, we continue to explore all of the different avenues and the uses for this technology, really just getting started and scratching the surface. It makes me think of, and Cams, I'll pitch this to you, given where you are now, and Jenny just said that this is a very small period of time. It feels like light years because the technology is moving so quickly, but you are up and running and moving forward, which again is a testament to the expertise that each of you bring from your particular disciplines. But Cam, back to you, thinking about where the project is now, where you started. Talk to us about the timeline, maybe even just the 1 year. Where will you be, or where do you hope to be 1 year from now with respect to the project? And if you have, if you're doing your 5-year traditional plan, let us know that too. But we know things move so quickly. 1 year ends up being 5 years anyway. Where are we going from today to 1 year from now?
Gosh, you're so right, Dr. Evans. Like 1 year in blockchain time is like 10 years in regular time. I wanted to bring up something Quenning actually said, I think it was last week. She was like, man, I love being like the dumbest person in the room. And I was like, what? I've never heard that. And I was like, what is she talking about? And I realized, oh my God, holy shit, I do too. What that means is to surround yourself by people who are more experienced, who are smarter, who have other talents that are different from yours, who are more diverse than you. And I loved it. I internalized it. And that's exactly what we're doing here. From now to like a year from now, Oh my gosh. Um, for
Or
example,
maybe
there's
the
a lot of
fall.
stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's say the fall.
Go to the fall.
On the
Next month.
horizon,
Next month.
what I imagine is that Tetherball is this vehicle for onboarding all sorts of people who have never owned a wallet before, who have never purchased a cryptocurrency before. We want it to be that accessible. But we also want to see some whale action, you know? We want to see people just
Yeah,
like
that's right.
super excited,
So does
aping
Jenny.
in.
So get it together.
Because you know, like anybody, as you said, the timeline was fast. And to me, I was like, we took our time actually. There's so many avenues now where you can just launch a meme coin in seconds, maybe an hour. And those are essentially probably pump and dump shit coins. People are just having fun. We took our time. We did our research. We looked at the top market. We looked at the market of what cryptocurrencies are doing right now. What are meme coins doing right now? What are they offering their community? What works? What doesn't work? What are the strengths and weaknesses of those who are out there right now on the market? We looked at what are they doing that people love. We looked at their in real life events. We looked at how they engage their community. And I imagine an engaged community. I imagine in real life events. I imagine awesome virtual events. Michelle alluded to Twitter spaces where we want to be highly collaborative. We want to bring in those communities who are doing it right. Talking about what Kwani had mentioned, we want to talk to those people who know a lot more than us, bringing on partners who are all about security, bringing on partners who are all about using AI, for example, and having them on our Twitter spaces where questions are welcome, where there's no stupid questions, where you can come in and you're not going to be worried about someone yelling at you and saying bro and all
It's too
sorts of
much.
random
It's
shit
too
and
much.
drama. It's about this. It's kind of like what I wanted to bring to Tetherball was the brand is like sassy and but also educated, sophisticated. We're sophisticated degens. We love cryptocurrency. We love the Web3 space and all of its opportunities, but we want to make sure that it's a safe onboarding. And so that's what I imagine. I imagine this collaborative, beautiful community of people who are meeting and making the digital space a lot smaller, but also able to scale, where we can bring education to not only the individual user who's never used cryptocurrency before, but for those experts in the space who love cryptocurrencies, who have tons of different currencies and tokens in their portfolio. But yeah, the possibilities are absolutely endless, just like blockchain technology, endless opportunities, and we're very excited about it.
Every time you all speak, I get a little higher in terms of my excitement. It was like, get off my screen so I can figure out how to get this. And I'm thinking, imagining my audience watching or listening saying, I'm pumped. Like, where do I go? How do I learn more? This is not the end question, but I think it's a great time to mention, Michelle, if you want to take us through how people connect to your community. I think that'll be a good place to start so that people now they're engaged, they're excited, they've learned something about meme coins. How do they connect specifically with Tetherball?
Well, right now we're going to be on Twitter. That's our main focus on Twitter. We've really collected a bunch of amazing ambassadors to support our community that are in this space. Not to name drop anyone, but you're going to know it. You're going to see it. So it's so basically they'll be sharing and really helping us build and create this community and this excitement. So you could find us on Twitter, and as we go forward, we'll make those decisions on how we're going to develop maybe another platform that we can evolve to even enlarge our community. But right now we're starting on Twitter, and everyone can find us there for sure.
Okay, perfect. So, Kwaneng, looking ahead, what are some of the innovative features or expansions that you envision for Tetherball as well? We see, you've all have spoken about the community, the educational opportunities. Is there anything that we left on the table that should be mentioned in terms of features that either exist today or that you hope to exist in the future?
Yeah, totally right. So, of course, we will have a really intellectual community that Cam's already mentioned, and badass ambassadors and advisor from Michelle's side. You can go to website and you will see.
Excellent. I know people. I know people who know people.
Yeah. And then amazing. We will chat after this. So I'm going to talk about a little bit technical, if I may, if I'm allowed.
Please.
So about the tokenomic side, you know that we have limited supply of the token. So there are two things we are going to do, or like highly likely to do down to the road. So basically, number one is we might have merge. So when we have merge, we only accept, Tetherball coins,
Right.
the Tetherball meme coins. So when they pay that, we will circulate back the coin, and that is number one. And number two is that the Tetherball coin will be possible to be fractionized. So then if the value goes up, and then, then people has more kind of like smaller ticket holder that can enter basically. So these two I wanted to highlight. Of course, there are a lot of things down to the road you can see on our website, but these two I really, really look forward to. And also personally, I hope one day personal contribution, if this Tetherball project really, kind of rise and shine, I also want to contribute back to the community, right? Like Jenny can found meaningful projects as well. That is just my generational purpose kind of there. And yeah, that is just something I think is really meaningful to also mention. Yeah.
Jenny, what are you most looking forward to when you think of the future of Tetherball?
Well, if you ask me, you're gonna stick here for the next probably 2 to 3 days for me to finish. But you get what I'm saying. But there's just a lot of things going on. But I know we have limited time. But I'm just going to back again, Michelle, Kuan Ning, and Kim. Our Tetherball is quite simple. Okay. You basically just download a wallet which belongs to Solana already. I believe just a week or two ago, I believe it was ranked number 1 on iOS. So it's been out since 2021, so it's safe. Again, the blockchain crypto technology, it moves very fast. 1 year is equate to maybe 5 years of regular world. So if you either keep up or you're gone, because that's how fast technology moves. So you download the Phantom wallet, and then you gotta have some Solana, because our meme coins built on Solana, and then you go to our DEX exchange. I can't share that yet. But of course it's all going to be on our Twitter page. And then you just swap them. So you take your Solana and then you swap it to our Tetherball. So in crypto world, they use the word swap, but pretty much you're selling Solana and you're buying Tetherball. Okay. So it's super easy. When it comes to fractionization, which Kuan Ning, incredibly share about that. The importance of fractionalization for a meme coin, I don't think it has ever brought up before, because meme coins tend to stay in the 0.0000 something, right?
Right.
But for our Tetherball, we do anticipate it would be in the billions of dollars of market cap. Because not only we are attracting the sports community, because Tetherball, it's a kind of sports. It's a meme. Everybody loves meme. It's one of the first meme that is meming a brand, not like a dog, a cat, a frog, or, celebrities are different, but I won't talk about that. So and education. We believe that Tetherball is, if not the first, but one of the first. I mean, this team has a lot of firsts. First woman led being backed by another woman, right? And, first meme coin that is somewhat fixed supply. Most of the, I'm not sure if you're aware, but most of the other meme coins, they're unlimited supply. It's not fixed.
Right.
So there's scarcity with the Tetherball. And that's why when you utilize scarcity with the fractionalization that Kwame mentioned, if and when, not if, but when the Tetherball goes above $1 and $2, which then it becomes like $1 billion or so market cap and beyond, like Bitcoin, people can start using it as fraction instead of, just, 1 Doge equals $1 or whatever they're saying. 1 Doge is, yeah. So, overall, all of the pieces of the puzzle fits perfectly, in my perspective, because I backed it from the ground up. And it's funny because we recently started the pre-sale. The ladies and I started the pre-sale, and we've talked to a lot of great investors, and we're looking to close the pre-sale because there's a cap that the ladies only wanted to raise. And a lot of the investor asked us, and my answer is, I said, well, look, before we even ask $1 from you, I've already put my money where my mouth is. I believe in these women. I have skin in the game. So, and that's when they say, well, Jenny, you are right. And you know what? But they love the ladies, as I mentioned. And so I strongly believe, of course, as a serial entrepreneur myself, multiple exits. I funded a number of projects. I back a number of projects. As I've shared, Dr. Evans, I believe this will be one of the best, if not the best project that I've ever backed. And I can't, be thrilled enough to stand behind these ladies, support them, be alongside, and we're going to see how this Tetherball meme coin is going to take over the world.
All right. A strong backing from Jenny Q-Top. So Michelle, take us out of here. We, talk to us and kind of sum everything up and give some action steps for the community here at Tech Intersect to support, to amplify your excellence, also to get involved. And for those who are a little hesitant, a little reticent on the sidelines, it's like get off of the sidewalk and into traffic, hopefully not oncoming traffic, but let's get up and get moving. What does that look like? Help our audience to finalize how they're going to interact with Tetherball, meme coin, and get off the sidelines and into the game.
Well, first of all, they're going to have to jump in, have to take that risk. If you have any apprehension, just jump in and get involved. And we're talking about community base here, which is really, really important. We all strive for community and connection, and we're able to do that within the cryptocurrency, within the meme coin community, create that connection with other people. If you have questions, that's where you're going to go and ask. That's where you're going to go find out more people. You might make some friends. I mean, we all are friends here. I've made some amazing friends in this space by getting involved and getting into those Twitter spaces or getting into those rooms and asking those questions and being like, or meeting other people that actually want to share information or share their journey. So get involved, find us on Twitter and just share the meme coins that we have, the meme, not the meme coins, the memes that we have going on, and engage with other people, get the word out to really support us and create this community so it's long lasting. And it goes and share with our ambassadors and learn as you go. And if you are a kind of person who is an ambassador or a leader in the space, then we want you. Come in and share the community and help others to understand and learn as we go and move through this on this exciting journey. And we can't wait to see how this unfolds and where we can take it from here, because this is one step. And you can't get people like to, when you watch a movie, you like to see, it's in 2 hours or an hour and a half or whatever, and you get to the ending really quickly, right? you get to that ending and you go, okay, we already know the story. And we're so used to being fed that. But we're on the journey right now. And when you miss out on whether it was Bitcoin investment or doing a certain thing for a business or a venture you think about, get in now. Get in. It's not going to hurt. Get in. Let's talk. Let's chat. And let's build this community. So you'll find us on Twitter. That's where we're going to start, and just spread the word. So we really appreciate this time with you, Dr. Tanya. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Drop the handle too. Of course, I'll share it in the show notes. What's your handle on X/Twitter?
Cams, you have that? What were our final one?
Oh, good question.
Our handle on Twitter?
Yeah. Wait, when is this airing? This is airing
Friday.
Friday.
Oh, okay. Then it's at Tetherball Coin.
It's still embargoed. Here, I'll follow your lead, but this will drop at 12:01 a.m. on Friday Eastern time. And then roll out.
Perfect
At
timing.
Tetherball Coin. At Tetherball Coin.
At
In
Tetherball Coin.
addition to all of the first, this is the first time. This is the first pod to let the world know. I wanted,
That's
you know,
right.
when Michelle reached out, I was like, let's go and let's get this recorded so that we make sure that this aligns with an amazing launch to continue to support you. Cams, Kwaneng, Jenny, Michelle, I appreciate you. I look forward to continuing to support. This is your home. You're now family members. And so I want to have each of you back individually. You have some amazing stories that I want to delve into even further. So I'm glad that we're connected. Welcome to the family. And thank you for coming on Tech Intersect to share this amazing experience with my listening and viewing audience.